Preachy. I'm back and I'm feeling slightly better. Feeling slightly better indeed. I've been very, very ill for the last couple of days, but now luckily my fiancée is ill and I can mock her indefinitely for laughing at me while I was ill. But getting on to today's subject, we're going to do a mailbox today. We're going to run out with some new footage tomorrow. I'm also going to be live streaming tomorrow night and Friday night. In fact, should I do it Saturday? I think I'll do it Saturday, which would usually be web show night. I'll be doing a tutorial. For many, many months, I've been asking you guys to record yourself playing if you're having really big struggling times and send me the footage. Either upload it to YouTube so I can get it from there, or send me some record of you playing so that I can actually see it. Because more often than not, when we're struggling with DPS and we know our class, we know our rotation, something simple is causing us an issue. And only by watching us play can we actually see that. So luckily, one of our guys has done that. I finally have some footage. It's going to be a rogue point of view, and I'm going to do a tutorial for you on Saturday night just to show you how I'm going to be doing this kind of thing. It's going to be sort of an in-depth tutorial. How I'm hoping to do it is by showing the video of the guy playing. We'll talk about it, we'll point out some errors, etc, etc, and then I'll show a little example of me playing and how I would alter things and how I think it should go. Okay, so we're going to be doing that on Saturday night at twitch.tv/preachlfw around about 8 PM, the same time as we would usually watch the web show. That of course does mean that Story Time with Preach Part 2 will be next Saturday. Ghost is finally away, he's off to the Dominican Republic, he's sat on a nice Caribbean beach, lucky for him. And then we'll be back for a live web show in 2 weeks' time. So next week will be the Story Time with Preach next Saturday, when we'll talk about when I destroyed a guild, and we're looking at all the bad things people might be doing to you. Our questions this week coming through 1356 Burnt Eyes. Scary name, scary, scary. Preacher, I know you have answered this, but Blizzard have sent out now 800,000 beta invites, and I'm still yet to get in. After your previous comments about patience and waited calmly, but now it seems ridiculous that I have no invite, but nearly all my friends with newer accounts do. Do you think I may have passed over or fallen in the cracks of the invite process? No. There is a couple of things to mention here which seems to have become more and more apparent. There is a problem with the beta invites. First of all, there's a major problem, not a major problem I suppose, but the recent MMO champion announcement from the Blue Post that 250,000 more beta invites have gone out as of the 12th of April seems to have not actually happened. No one has confirmed whatsoever that they got a beta invite out of the latest batch. So it seems that Blizzard may have been a bit preemptive with announcing that to the public, because it does not appear that they have actually sent any out. At least if 250,000 people got their beta invites, they're being ridiculously quiet about it, which is very unusual for people who get beta invites. They like to get on the forums and say, yo, I got a beta invite. Especially those people who are active on forums like MMO Champion and the World of Warcraft forums. You're usually going to get at least one person out of 250,000 who says, yo guys, I got my beta invite. That doesn't appear to have happened whatsoever. However, there is another issue that has arisen, and this may be affecting you. It certainly appears to be affecting me, and it seems to be affecting, or at least it's been confirmed to be affecting, a couple of people in Method. On your Battle.net account page, there are various listings of things you have done, including games you have played and all your Blizzard games. This includes multiple accounts from World of Warcraft, and it also includes the PTRs you may have tested in the past. Now, some people got a beta invite, in fact very, very early. At least one person in Method got one in the Friends and Family and Press release, which was the first 100,000. Now, they got their beta invite email. However, there was nothing in their Battle.net. The email was legit. You have been given access to Mrs. Pandaria. But they did not get into the game. Tricky, tricky, tricky. Why was this? So they contacted Blizzard. Blizzard then responds a few days later to say, you appear to have 2 PTR servers listed on your Battle.net account. Well, of course, we did some PTR testing as a guild, blah, 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 blah. So yes, those are still on my account. I can't remove them. Only Blizzard can actually remove these from your Battle.net account. Problem is, they haven't done that. And apparently, you cannot have more than 2 PTR or beta servers listed on your Battle.net account. This is the big problem, guys. Apparently, if you have the PTR accounts called WoW1 and WoW2 on your Battle.net account, there is a huge problem with them opening WoW3, which is the Mists of Pandaria beta servers. Now, don't ask me why. I'm just bringing you the news. Okay, it's not my problem, but I happen to be one of these people as well. On my Battle.net account, I have 3 World of Warcraft accounts that I have purchased for people who live in the US and wanted to play it on the EU servers. And way back when, they're no longer in use, they're cancelled accounts. And I have my main account, which has been active since May 2005. Okay, May 2005 is when my main account has been active from. Pretty long time, don't you agree? I also bought the annual pass on the day it came out. And I have no beta access. I don't. But I do have on my Battle.net account PTR WoW 1 and PTR WoW 2. This seems to be the issue, or perhaps it's not. I don't know. I'm just guessing, summarising from the feedback, as I know that people who got in the original 100,000 beta invites still do not have access. Blizzard doesn't seem to have worked out a way of adding the WoW 3 Mr. Pandaria beta client to their Battle.net accounts. Could this mean? Seems likely, if they can't fix it for the guys who already have beta invites. Could this mean that anybody who has WoW Beta 1 and WoW Beta 2, which are Cataclysm Beta PTR accounts, they are not sending you a Mr. Pandaria beta account because they cannot? What do you think, guys? I actually think that's the case. I think that seems pretty certain. For the people who already got their beta invite via email and they haven't been able to activate it during the Battle.net accounts, it seems pretty likely that this is actually the issue. They can't unlock it. By now, within reasonable. Again, I'm laid back, I don't really mind. I can still play beta on a friend's account, although the servers are so bad. So bad, we can't even stay logged in, especially if you're on MetaTalk EU. That server has not been online all day for more than around 5 minutes. The world server drops the second the server comes back online. It's being hammered to death. It will not stay online. The server seems completely screwed. So you're not missing out on much, guys, by any means. Don't worry. You're not missing out on too much whatsoever. The servers are absolutely screwed. In fact, the footage in the background of my Demonology Warlock is a bit of the 4 hours of footage I filmed, which is completely unusable because of the lag. We couldn't really kill anything. We couldn't DPS anything. I couldn't really show you anything cool. So therefore, I scrapped the footage. Simple as. If it's no good, I'm not going to use it. So I don't think you've fallen between the cracks. I think you may be in one of these select bunch of people, such as myself and others, who have these 2 PTR accounts linked to their Battle.net, which is screwing up adding WoW 3. Pretty tricky. To check if you're one of these people and you're not quite sure, if you download the beta client, it's pretty easy to find these days, is the Mr. Pandaria beta client. A lot of people have it. When you go to your login screen and you try and log in on your account, it will give you an option of which servers you want to join. If those servers are WoW 1 and WoW 2, then you are one of those people. If your options include WoW 3, grats! You have Mr. Pandaria beta. Mr. Pandaria is the WoW 3 beta servers, not WoW 1 and WoW 2. That's as simple as it is. So I don't think you've been passed over. I don't think you've fallen between the cracks. I think that might be the case. Like I say, I've been active since May 2005 on my account. It's never been inactive. And I bought the annual pass pretty quickly. I still don't have a beta invite, but I do have these WoW 1 and WoW 2 PTR clients linked to my Battle.net, and that seems to be causing the issue. So it's possibly the same issue for you. Personally, I don't think it's anything to worry about still. I really don't. I think what we're looking at now is Blizzard trying to get as many people their invites as humanly possible to avoid the shitstorm that is arising from people not having access when the servers are live after being told they would. That's what seems to be happening. I don't think we're going to see any at all level 90 content to play or to explore or to do anything on until way after Diablo 3. I'm talking probably around June. We'll start seeing some level 90 content, probably some heroics, and then maybe even some raid content mid-June. Probably just before the actual game goes live, around July-ish we're expecting, maybe August, around that period. They're going to keep just piling invites out, piling and piling invites out all over the place until they get everybody in, and then we'll slowly start to see some big content released, extra zones and so on. We have gone up to level 87 now on the PTR, on the beta servers, but that's still 3 levels shy of that level 90 area we want to explore. Pretty sure we're not going to see that, guys. Pretty sure. And with all the changes going on in the servers at the moment, it's barely worth playing anyway. Everything's so up and down changed. Skills are changed left and right. Tanks are doing threat. Tanks aren't doing threat. Don't worry about it. In fact, you'll probably, when you do get your beta invite, you'll log in, you'll play around. You might do your first level, or you might do your 2 levels up in the Jade Forest, etc. But then you're probably going to log out for a bit because everything's going to be changing left to right. The servers are up and down, and there's thousands upon thousands of people playing. I really wouldn't worry about it. This seems like a precursor to me to avoid the issue that there's no more WoW Live content coming out until Mr. Pandaria. We don't have anything to look forward to, such as Halion was coming, etc. The Sunwell was coming, a little piece of extra content like that. There's no little extra raid content coming. There's no new arena season as far as I know. Anything like that. That's not coming, guys. So you've got this access to Mr. Pandaria. Then Diablo 3 is going to launch. And of course, everybody who has an annual pass and has beta is going to be playing Diablo 3. Then we might see some more content come out on the beta servers. So we'll have people mixed between Diablo 3. We'll have people mixed between Mr. Pandaria beta. One thing to always remember, guys, is everybody who has a beta account right now also has a free copy of Diablo 3 coming their way. And as soon as that thing launches, they're going to be balls deep in it. So don't worry about it. The next question comes in from Paulie PJ, a long-time follower of the channel. Now, this question was actually asked to me in-game, so I paraphrased it a little bit for you guys. Basically, Paulie got hacked, which sucks. And his questions to me were, how the hell can I be hacked? I've never done anything suspicious in my life. What the hell should I do next? And how should I avoid this in the future? All reasonable, solid questions. Paulie had his accounts as vanilla and never ever been hacked in his life. I have been unfortunate. In fact, I have been hacked 6 times. 6 times over the course of my gaming career. I have been hacked in World of Warcraft. That happens when you have an account that's sort of widespreadly known. Remember from my PvP video back in the Burning Crusade and so on and so forth, my account is quite easy to target. But again, what can you do to prevent this, and should you panic? Absolutely not. Do not panic, guys, when you get hacked. I know it feels like you've been absolutely molested. It feels like you've been mugged, because a lot of people, including myself, invested a lot of time into our accounts, and we're really happy with them, especially when we start talking about the rare items we've picked up in the past. You know, I've got Warglaives and etc, etc. You know, these little rare items you can't even get anymore. Something as stupid as like a hat or a trinket or something like that you can't have access to anymore in the entire game. We certainly start to panic and think, oh my god, how do I get this back? This is the worst thing in the world. It feels so depressing, really can, to see every character stripped bare and down to their knees. These guys work really fast. In fact, one of the times I was hacked, I was actually online, and the guys watched it happen. They changed my password while I was playing, and the guys watched it happen right in front of their eyes. All my characters were logged within a matter of minutes. They were all in Orgrimmar at the mailbox, and they were all completely naked, and then boom, all my money was gone. So you might be thinking to yourself, what the hell is Blizzard going to do about this? Blizzard are actually awesome at this, guys. You really need to be aware of that. Blizzard are seriously awesome at fixing these problems for you, and they tend to do it really quick now. The longest I went through a bad period with this was the launch of the Sunwell. My warrior was hacked the week of Sunwell release, and I didn't get anything back for 6 weeks. That was a really horrible time. My guild was very, very pissed off because I was one of the tanks at the time, and we just got this new raid instance launched. We were ready to go, and suddenly my tank was completely naked on the very week of release, and the guys, you know, were really, really pissed. They actually thought I was joking at first. I was like, no, genuinely, I've been hacked. And Blizzard took 6 weeks. That was back in the Burning Crusade. Now it tends to take less than a day. In fact, I know people who've been hacked and got their stuff back within an hour. Ghost is an example of this. Ghost was hacked and got his stuff back within an hour. All came straight back to him. No problems at all. Blizzard are really, really good at this, so do not panic. All you do, how can this happen? That's the next question. How can this happen? Pretty much, if you've ever signed to anything game-related using the same email that your WoW belongs to, then you're on a list somewhere, guys. Unfortunately, that is just the way of the world. You are on a list. You are on a list that these guys look for. And believe me, taking gold on people's items is a very, very worthwhile business in some parts of this world. I don't want to just blame China and the China farmers and all that stuff. It happens in various places around the world. And it's profitable because people keep buying gold. Simple as. People keep buying what they have to sell. Simple as that. No other reason. People keep buying it. And I have no idea why anybody would buy gold in the current state of World of Warcraft. What the hell are you thinking? Gold just falls from the sky these days. There's really no issue with gold. A few looking for raid runs. You've got a few hundred gold to play with. It's so easy to make gold these days. So especially for if you're doing stuff like repairs. If you want to buy really expensive trinkets and items, then you should have by now worked out how to play the auction house, which is where all the gold in the world is. Play the auction house for a month or so, you'll have every bit of gold you ever need. So I've no idea who's buying this gold anymore. Back in vanilla, I knew a lot of people that bought gold. I did. I knew lots and lots of members of my own guild that bought gold. And I fully sympathise with why they did it, especially in early TBC as well. Lots of gold buying went on. Why? Imagine that 100 gold was extremely difficult to come by, and a night's hardcore raiding could run you up to 180 gold repair bill. I'm talking it used to be that heavy on repairs, round about tier 3. That's going back, isn't it? Tier 3. Yeah, by tier 3, it was that expensive to do a full night of hardcore raiding that you would need to farm all day in between raids to recoup the money just for repairs. It was a nightmare, let alone flasks, consumables, all that kind of stuff. You would be playing all day, every day, to recoup the costs of actually being able to raid. Raiding was a massive commitment back then, in order to be able to just pay repairs. Many, many times in raids, I saw people who say, I can no longer afford to repair, can anybody lend me some gold? It used to happen all the time. And then when you consider the time invested, it made financial sense. Okay, guys, this is what you need to understand. It made financial sense to buy gold. I know guys who earned, say, not even anything really amazing. Say £7 an hour. That's what, 9 or 10 euros an hour? And with that 9 or 10 euros, they could buy a few thousand gold. With maybe 50, 60 euros, they could buy a few thousand gold. And that saved them maybe 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 days of farming. It made absolute sense. Financially, time versus how much I can earn in game, how much I can earn out of game, it actually made legitimate financial sense. And Blizzard got it wrong. You shouldn't have that. Raiding should be fun. You shouldn't be worried about your repairs. That's insane. You shouldn't think I can't afford to raid in a game. I can't afford to play this game. I legit can't afford to play the game. So back then it was actually made sense. Sadly, it did, and that's what started the whole thing. And luckily, games, including Star Wars: The Old Republic, realised that if we make the currency pretty much worthless, and WoW is getting there, and it should be, gold should be worthless. I would prefer to see a bartering system come back into play. Making gold should not be difficult. To avoid this, the best way of making gold sellers irrelevant is to make gold irrelevant. Simple as. Let's do that, and then you're not going to have any trouble with gold sellers. If everybody can get access to gold themselves, it's fine. And work on some other sort of economic system. I think that's fine. But yeah, so, okay, how can this happen is you're on a list somewhere, and the guys they're gonna find you guys. They run algorithms. What should I do? You literally just make a ticket, a GM ticket to Blizzard, change your password immediately, okay? Just change your password on the account page. You should be able to do that if you remember your secret question. You've not bought your account. Ho, 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 some of you out there. If you've not bought your account, you should be able to change the password back. They'll ask you your secret question. Sometimes they ask for a passport or driving license image. Just upload it or scan it. Most of us have got smartphones these days or some form of doing that. Just send the picture off. I've had to do that before. I had to do it for Ghost, actually. I had to send his driving license off, a picture to Blizzard. Don't be worried about stuff like that. They just check it's actually you. Especially if you've forgotten your CD key. You're probably going to have to do that. And then you just wait, and Blizzard will mail it back to you. It comes back to you in the mail. If you've never had this happen, all that happens is one day you'll receive a mail with all your items and all your gold in it. Sometimes it comes back unenchanted and ungemmed, and they don't give you the gems and enchants back, and that sucks. But that's what happens. How should I protect myself in the future? The instant answer to this is always authenticators. However, it has already been proven that authenticators can be hacked as well. I personally don't use an authenticator. I hate them. I hate the idea of having one. I even have an iPhone, so I could get the authenticator on my phone very, very easily. I just dislike them. I dislike the idea. What I do is I literally change my password every week or so. I just change my password, I change a digit around, I change whatever, and I alter my password. And that is, I have never been hacked since I started getting into that practice. Get into a nice habit of just changing your password all the time, and literally they will not bother. Because you've got to remember, they have hundreds of thousands of players' emails, maybe even millions of players' emails in a list of to try and hack. And if at any point they've managed to log your password and you've not bothered to change it, they're just going to get in. Simple as. Even sites like Curse for getting your add-ons have been hacked in the past. If you have an account there, you use the Curse client to download. I'm not blaming Curse, they haven't been hacked in a long, long time, but it has been known to happen. If you're using the same details for sites like MMO Champion, even guild forums, okay guys, remember this, guild forums are very, very subject to this as well. They are aware that people use the same email for their guild forums as they do for their logins on the WoW game. Simple as just change your WoW password all the time. My WoW password is so ridiculous, no one could ever guess it. So literally, unless they have it logged, they can't use it, and I change it every couple of weeks. That's the best way to do it, and I've never been hacked since. Alright guys, we're going to get back to some WoW content in the next couple of days. Hopefully the beta servers are going to calm down, and I'll hopefully see you on Saturday for some live tutorial. You take it easy, ballers.